Hello and welcome back to the next episode. We have talked about science in the previous one, where we have to go on a global perspective, and now we can continue our space and Earth game here. In regards to Earth, we are more or less maxed out on the status quo that we are. We could take a minor nation somewhere if we want to. I'm not sure if we should. So we do have Canada, US, Mexico, and this is barely squeezing into our capacity. Of course, you also have Guatemala and Puerto Rico and Cuba. By the way, Puerto Rico, which we have released from the US here earlier, we have federated them back into the United States. And next step would be the integration again, which can happen on the 20th of May 2029. So that's a while away. Oh, no, that's Disarm Nations. No, wait a second. That was misread that. Yes, 20th of May 2029. So that's a while away. We still need the researchers to lower these kind of cooldowns. But for now, this is where we are. And of course, the integration here wouldn't do much. It would just transfer it back into the US and therefore help us a bit. Again, by lowering... maybe it would actually increase cohesion because it's higher. I'm not sure how it exactly works with the integration mechanics and the cohesion. Usually loose, but yeah. So this is all pretty nice and as we need it. One thing we could do is take over Bolivia, because Bolivia is the starting point for the South American Union, if we want to build it eventually. So we would also need an army here so that we can do it peacefully. Sure, peacefully. But I'm not sure about it right now. I don't know if I want to. Maybe not. I mean, it would be relatively cheap to just take these two control points and get going with that. They cost us 8 total, so that's literally nothing. And then we could start allying some nations here, take more stuff over time, to then try to get a union going. But the problem is that we do have a non-aggression pact with the Academy, right? Yeah, we do have one. So we would break this if we take their points here. I'm not sure if I want to right now. On the other hand, we could just take 2 nations here, Peru and Bolivia maybe, and then be done with it. We could also investigate, so that's an interesting question because I don't know. If we go to the full projects here, is there something we can use down there? So if we go to Unity movements here, question is there something for only for South America? Let's see. Let's see. Stewards of South America. Here we do have something. But it gets claims for Argentina, Brazil, Colombia, and Peru. So we could make Great Colombia. We could make a bigger Peru. And the South American Union would give to Bolivia. Yeah, this is not... Wait a second, Bolivia? Was that correct? Yeah, this was Bolivia, right. So we could make a larger Peru, but we couldn't... So this is not really helpful in my... I think it's not really helpful. So this is... I don't know if I want to go in this direction right now, maybe later. But it's an option that we can consider. And there's also Unidad Colombia, so we make it even bigger. The Colombia project. That would work. There's also Stewards of the South, which is only for Brazil. South America, however, is relatively cheap, and we are going to go into the Great Nations anyway to get the United North America, to get Canada into the US, and then later the greater United States, where we integrate Mexico as well, which is extremely expensive to do. And also most of the Caribbean. But Caribbean? Yeah, I'm not sure. I don't think we are going to do this as of now. We can delay this until a further later point. But maybe I take Peru and Bolivia here, or maybe Colombia actually. Because we would need armies anyway to do anything there. So I have to really consider this for now. Okay, I progressed a bit forward to the finishing of the orbital core here. The operations center in between has also finished. Therefore, got available. So we can research this one now, and that's going to be a priority here. And militarization of space was the next tech that I picked, as discussed in the research episode. Now we want to finish industrialization of space, electrostatic propulsion, and militarization of space as quickly as possible. And now we can start upgrading our station here to a platform, or an orbital rather. So therefore we can go into tier 2. And when that one has finished, so I'm going to upgrade all of them. And then we can talk about what we are going to do with these stations in detail. Of course, we are going to need as well the solar array, or rather the fission array. I'm not sure if it's unlocked yet. Let's check. Did we get lucky yet? So fusion pile. Where's the fission pile? Okay, let's search for it. Fission array, reactor array. It's not unlocked yet, so we have to wait until we get the technology. And then we can research this, because we are going to need that as the energy source before we can build up our tier 2 stations properly. So whenever that comes out here, we are going to push that with priority 3 to get it through, and then we can design our stations in earnest here. Okay, we have reached the first human warship in space. I thought we get also science, but apparently we only get influence here. So our tin can is done. It's now here in our list, and we could use it to do stuff. And I want to do a test run here against the servant station, which is probably undefended. Yes, it is. And I think the only threats for us are protectorate and servants. So we just take our time here to save fuel and resources. In 2 days we are going to arrive.
Things are cooling off.
And we are going to just destroy it.
Violence is abating.
Very easy. There we go. Because it's undefended, they can't do anything against it. We are just going to shoot it down. With Marines we could take it over. But we have a functional weapon on board. We do have some rockets. And bye-bye. And it's gone. And now we just fly back, refuel and repair again. That's it. And I think we don't need to do more than that for now. We just want to keep the servants out of space.
Colleagues,
electrostatic propulsion is done. Big question, where do we go now? We could go into the direction of quantum encryption now. We could pick up the in situ resource utilization for the event modifiers here, which is quite worth it. We could go... There's a lot of good stuff available. We could go for space research now. We need the Mobile Space Lab for the... I think it was the prospecting surveys for more resources. And maybe we just want to go into arrival law to go for the national labs before we start diving into quantum. Into the quantum realm. Yeah, I think that sounds good. So we go for the operational security here. We go for a bit of research and control point technology. So this is Earth oriented. And then with the tech that we get in industrialization of space, we go into the direction of quantum here. Sounds great. Meanwhile, I'm pushing the operation center and also the mining complex. I'm still waiting for the fission array to finish, or rather to be unlocked, and then we can start designing. We have progressed towards October now, and industrialization of space is going to finish, as well as our fission reactor array in a second.
You'd be better off surrendering.
And now we can consider where to go. Of course, we are going to start with the photonic computing, which is going to get us towards the neural networks and atomic manipulation, which we both need towards the quantum encryption or quantum computing first. And I want to just win this slot, so we have to keep an eye on this one. But if the other factions invest into it as well, that's good. As we can see, the initiative is going heavy on this. So we should keep and power on that here and raise them. Okay, fission reactor array is done. We still need the settlement mining complex to get done. The solar mirror has also unlocked now. But this is a thing for the next year. So instead, we now finish the settlement mining complex, also the operation center. And if we get super lucky, that would be perfect. If we also get the nanofactory already pretty soon. So let's see. Nanofactory is theoretic. No, we still need advanced atomic manipulation for this. Okay. So this is still delayed. But then we can put up a few construction modules as soon as we have them. So hopefully this gets unlocked anytime now. Because then we can do our design of the station. Oh, I think I should go there and investigate the aliens, what they are doing here. And as we can see, someone got revealed. We're going to take it out, of course. So I think we just have to wait for a few weeks until these research projects are done here. Oh, maybe we don't win this. Do we really have to invest everything? Wow. Let's see. I try to win it, but maybe I don't. Okay, it's now December, and I have done... I tried to get the alien which was doing stuff here, but it got away. So it went to ground, probably, to hide. Because I detected it, or someone else. And now, on the 2nd, we are going to finish Operation Center and Construction Module here.
I will help them.
And with those two, I think everything is done that we need. The big question is now, which project do we do? Of course, the hydrobiology here. And now we could start on the solar mirror project. We could also finish things like maintenance procedures, which just reduces the likeliness of bad events happening to our stations, which will happen now because we do have multiple of those. Augmented learning could be useful. Global listening network is nice because we can find aliens faster. This one would get us more economy and 10 control points. Also useful. So a lot of good options here, but I think let's get the reactor 3 first, and then afterwards we can see what else. And here on the global perspective, I don't think I want to push anything right now. Instead, I do want to... And maybe we should push atomic manipulation a bit so that we definitely win this one. And we go for the hydrobiology to progress our quests. And wait a second, we also want this one because of the operational security, right? Maybe we just push everything a bit like this. Just the reactor isn't that important right now. And with all these modules done now, we can consider what to do. Let's start with the moon, because the moon is special. Because it's the only place where we could also put social science labs outside the orbitals here. So for example, we only have these modules available, the tier 1 modules now. So we have to make do with those that we got here. What I did already in between is to queue up... Sorry, my voice is crackling still. I already queued up fission reactor arrays in all stations by making a template and then applying it to all the possible ones. And now the next step would be to add operation centers everywhere. Maybe let's start on Mars with that. So the operation center will get us 4 mission control. And this one costs 3. So we would be at +1 per Mars base here. And this one is important. And we also want the Tier 1 construction module here, which is going to be a nanofactory eventually. So when the construction module is done, we can found new bases on Mars there directly. So currently we would still need to send everything from Earth for 25 boost here, which is a long time, let's call it like that. And we don't want that. So also it would take 265 days. As we saw, the construction module here will finish in 180 days. So in May 31st of May 2029, we can found new bases here. We can also see our new energy budget here. Oh, wait a second, what did I do here? I wanted to make a nano operations center. I was not sure what I did there. But so we do have fission reactor arrays, which are started already, the operations center, and the construction module here. Now we can see our energy budget here is still positive. We are at 190 of 125 used. The nanofactory, if I remember correctly, will use 40, right? Let's check it out. So nanofactory will require 40 energy. Yeah. So we have to keep that in mind a bit. That we want this. This should work out fine. And then we have a bit of energy left, which we can put in science. And we don't have tier 2 science, as I mentioned already. We do have, however, the tier 1 research modules that we can make. And what I'm going to do now as a first step is apply this template here. So we are going to save it. And I'm going to remove this one. And I'm going to apply this template to all HABs on Mars. And that one, Mars, here we go. So I'm picking the base settlement here. And now we can just pick all of them and apply it. Do not click override, so else we would override everything. And now we can see that we don't have enough metal for this. So we can only do... this one is already upgraded, so we can only do 3 for now. Apply. And then we have to wait until we get more metal here. And this way we are going to continue and do this the same way here when we have the metal. And then I proceed towards Earth to start doing stuff here. Here I'm going to do things a bit differently. I'm not going to show everything, but I'm going to talk about it. Because I'm not going to do the operations center here this early. Instead, I'm going to focus on research because of the investment rewards that we get. So social science, for example, gives us government. But for example, the information science gives us knowledge, and the information science category, which is of highest priority right now due to the fact that we want to get to quantum. And this is after this one, of course, here. So just to remember again, quantum computing here, it has advanced neural networks, quantum computing itself, quantum encryption itself, and I think that's it. Right? Yeah. So that's a lot of tech that we have to invest here. Good. And with that, I'm going to progress forward a bit and do all the HAB module adjustments over time here, because we of course want to pay with space resources for this and not from Earth. But this is going to skyrocket our research output and also our mission control and also everything else that we can get here. And we want to use the mission control that we get here to make more bases on Mars. So that's our objective here.
Mission in
And
progress.
then after this, we can prepare to go into fleet stuff. And probably we are going to use our space dock here to build more space docks. We do have the shipyard for research. So maybe that's actually a more important... No, it's too expensive. We don't have the resources now. So shipyard can wait a bit. And then we are going to make shipyards on Earth. And we're also going to... That can we do now? Or do we want to? No, we can wait until the construction module is done. And then we can also make a space station over Mars. That's going to be also an objective of us that we want to achieve now. For which we also need the construction module. Another important goal that we are aiming for now is to get to 10,000 population in the Mars system. The reason for this is that we can then put research campuses later onto Mars as well. They require us to have a space body which has 10,000 population. So only allowed in Earth lunar system or on or above worlds with 10,000 population. And we are currently at 1,200 on Mars, or 1,367 to be exact. This will go up significantly with the stuff we do here. But we also want to keep in mind is that one of the building slots here will be converted into a farm later on, which will reduce our costs of the station. But that's something I didn't talk about yet, but I can mention it now. So the farm is a building here that you can put on your stations, either ground or space stations. And the farm will reduce the cost of water and volatiles in this station. And volatiles will be in particularly scarce if we go for Mars heavily, and water as well. So we do want this tech relatively early. So that's also another objective we have to aim for, which will be space agriculture here, which we probably should pick up after militarization of space here. And then go into this direction and continue our path towards quantum. Yeah, nice progress so far. So let's continue like that. Okay, we have detected something on Earth, which I was already only waiting for, because I was confused why we didn't see it earlier. So we have detected what appear to be an alien microbe on plants in the Cotonou region of Benin. They are thriving and threaten to displace the native biota, which strangely does not seem to be resisting their advances to the degree we would expect. A direct application of force, either via consular mission or army operation, should be able to reduce or even eliminate its spread. Okay, so we apparently now find it in many regions. Not sure why it got discovered now, but it was to be... yeah. It was just a question of time, more or less. And I think... okay, we also get a project for this. Nice. And I do think I now have the resources for the last base to be upgraded here. So, apply this one. Construction module operation center. Here we go. There we go. Now it's done. So the Mars bases are now on their way towards construction module operation center. And now we have to... Well, now we have to face the massive task of the science stations on Earth here. And that's going to take a while.
I will help them.
We do need resources, so I think I'm going to wait until we have a bit more. Oh, a Apophis passage. Okay. We can get free science here, we can get more science here, and we can get some resources out of this. I don't think the resources are worth it, although they would speed up our science tiny bit, or our build up. But I think 500 science is worth more here currently. Can we... Where do we want to put that? We are losing arrival law currently, and also advanced atomic manipulation. So how about... Maybe we change this one to... Shipyard? More mining? No, maintenance. Definitely my maintenance procedures here. And then we take 500 science. Here we go. And now we go back into priorities as before. So now we are going to win this. We are winning this one. We still have to fight for advanced atomic manipulation here. Yes, it's fine. It's fine. All good. So what I'm going to do now is jump forward, if possible, if nothing happens in between, to get started on the science stations here around Earth, and also for the science here on Mars, where we can put some modules in these slots as well, while we push our global science towards the last thing that we still need, which is the farm upgrade, and then towards quantum. Okay, before we jump towards the finishing, maybe that's not going to squeeze into this episode because it's getting too long. So probably going to see that at the beginning of the next episode that everything finishes up. So I was deciding to maybe delay the hyperbiology quest. So we're going to do this. Instead, I'm going to end the episode on a very important note here. And the note is that you always should check your orcs and really keep an eye on this, what's going on here. And for example, there is one, the Nandaka cartel here, which is really strong. And you really want to keep an eye out on. Some of those are really strong, some of them are relatively weak. And I have on purpose one person who is criminal here in my team, and many others which are government. And the reason for this is pretty easy, because the cartels are sometimes really good, and some others of them, like this one, is pretty bad here, but it gets the assassinate mission, which is rare to get, so this is like one of the reasons why you would get this one. It also gives a prominent, which is decent. So it's not too terrible, but it's relatively expensive for 3 stars here, so 3 admin. But the Nandaka here, it gives us 7 admin, 2 espionage, 2 security, 60 money income, plus 4 ops, which is a lot. We have 16 income, so that's like a quarter. And the missions we get are not that important though. So what we can do based on this one is we can restructure how this how Felicia is working, because we can get rid of Omicron products here. We, however, cannot just unassign it, because then this person wouldn't have enough admin left. So we temporarily unassign this one. Then we can take this one out. Now we can buy Nandaka here. There we go. Of course, this will only all get applied when the mission phase ends, but that would be when this one gets reshuffled. And now we do have... We can again do stuff here. We can decide what we want to buy. We got +2 from this. So we are even over cap now. We are 26 espionage now. So too much right now. So we can also get rid of this one. And therefore we see we are freeing up a lot of stuff. We are also at 27 admin. So we can also take out this one if we want to. We can't buy the admin yet, but soon. So I'm going to do this as well. Here we go. So now we are at 24 admin, and we do have a bit of free space here. We are also at 25 espionage. We could consider putting... We can either add research here now, or something else. if you want to. I think we should get back this one in. Should this... my language, seriously. I need to make a break. So we get this one up again. We could buy the command one here from our unassigned pool. And then we are fine for the moment. And now we can find someone else where we put Omicron and Skiller. And also we can expand science on someone. We could also add it to the investigation person. That would also be useful. I think that's a good idea. So add it here. And now we do have room for more investigation orgs here. For example, for the Palatine here. Yeah, for the Palatine here, definitely. Let's get this one in. And then let's wait for beta runs, because there's really not good stuff around currently. So this one is waiting for beta orgs to show up. Maybe that's going to be in the next mission phase. And then we can still move the 3 admin somewhere. And we still want to get Pollux in, which I traded from another faction. Who could be the one to go? Why can't you? What? Wait a second. Why can't you? Oh, we don't have the money. Okay. So we have to put Canada and Kleptocratic for the moment. We just have to make sure that there's nothing here that we want to pick. No, I think it's fine. Yeah, okay, so we just progress a bit. And we should make sure that we don't finish this one now. No, we don't. We're going to do this next episode. So it's all good. We can even... we should boost up the shipyard now. Oh, we should just boost everything up, because else we lose races here. Oh, this one is not in danger, so, but this one, biotechnology, maybe.
We've removed some threats.
Yeah, we're expanding into South America now. That's something I decided on.
We're in control.
So Canada and Bolivia are on the menu currently. And here we go. So let's get to the next orc phase. Maybe we can... Ooh, fission outpost kit. That's something we want urgently. We also want the grid drive, and we also want the outpost kit here. Oh no, wait a second. That's surface. Now we don't want the outpost. We don't want the surface kit. We want the station kit. Okay, so we have to unprioritize this one again. So we stay on hydrobiology here. Okay, we have to wait a second. Ah, they're doing something. Another one got discovered again, so we go after this guy as well. Come on, and now let's wrap up everything here. So Ian is now... here we go. This is probably the agent of the aliens here, because it's the highest target defense, which is probably the alien. And now we can see if we maybe can buy something here. Policia. No, wait a second. Did I put the... with Ian, I mean. There's something with investigation. Nope. Nope, nope, nope. But we can now do the admin transfer here. For example, Kirsten can get it. That's probably a good idea. And Kirsten can get Pollux research, which is going to give us 10% material science research, which is going to be useful. And the reason for this is that we are going to have technologies like this one, which require material research bonuses. And now we are going to end it here. The next episode, we are trying to hunt the alien down here. We are going to get the massive array of research stations that I'm going to talk about in the next episode as well. And also all Mars bases do now have research labs. And we now have to wait for more resources to also get the operation centers here on our Earth stations. And everything is proceeding really, really well. And with the grid drive that we are going to go for now, which unlocked recently as well, we have the first drive that can get us, for example, to Jupiter if we want to. The problem is that we do not have the mission to Jupiter unlocked yet, because we do need to I know we can't pick it. Okay, we have to research it still. So that's a delay that I didn't account for because I was pushing other targets. I'm not sure if I really want to rush towards Jupiter as of now, but I'm contemplating it. We could take the mission to Jupiter and get started on that global tech while we start constructing a ship that can fly there. Let's quickly check what the aliens are doing. They are sending one new agent to Earth, which they are going to soon have none on Earth because we are taking them out pretty hard. And nothing is flying to Jupiter as of yet, so we still can go to Jupiter. And I'm considering this. That's why the shipyard is also a nice option to research here. This one here. So maybe we do this after hydrobiology so that we can construct the ships faster. And also then do a mission to Jupiter to be able to fly there. Yeah, many options here. Many things to do. And we are going to get a massive upgrade in science in the next episode. So really looking forward to that. Leave a like and subscribe and see you in the next one where we are going to continue rushing in space.